Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Continuing with our program on Islamophobia or anti-Muslim hate. In the last episode, we were talking about where do we see Islamophobia? How do we spot Islamophobia? How do we understand anti-Muslim hate? We said that it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical attack. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone running at you with a weapon or a knife or trying to physically harm you. It could come in, it could be verbal abuse. It could be a unjustified or unfair complaint to the authorities, like the brother that we talked about at Walmart, where he was joking around with his wife and the workers called the cops, saying that he was attacking his wife, and it was very silly. But this is Islamophobia because they were under the perception that it's a Muslim woman, and she was a niqabi, Muslim woman being abused. And today we want to talk about schools. Schools, very important place, unfortunately, that harbors anti-Muslim hate. Very unfortunate. We hear a lot of stories about what happens in schools. And we just heard about the beginning of this year, 2023, the video was circulating about the hijabi girl that was, punched on her head in school. And, as I said, some people might say, no, it has nothing to do with anti-Muslim hate. It was just a personal fight, whatever. But as long as there is a visible indicators of a Muslim identity, we cannot rule that out. We cannot rule that out. It is very difficult to rule it out. So how does Islamophobia or anti-Muslim hate exist in schools? It could be among students. So same story, students like adults, whether they're young or teenagers, they're actually subjected even more to movies and the messages that come through movies when they vilify Islam and Muslims. They verify, people from whether it's Arab or Indo-Pak community or, anybody from that part of the world. So there's a direct on Islam or indirect through the different ethnicities within Islam. So those students will hold the same misunderstandings and misconceptions, and they will end up abusing each other. Especially that we know in schools, bullying is a serious problem. So bullying already exists, and statistics say that bullying is even higher when it comes to minorities, religious reasons, Muslims, and women. So subhanallah, if you're a minority, like for example, if you're an Arab, Muslim, Arab woman, your chances of being subjected to anti-Muslim hate and bullying is very, very high. So we really need to be careful. We need to pay attention to our children, what they're going through in their schools. Bullying is very vicious. They do very vicious things. Unfortunately, sometimes they really attack each other in a unbelievable way. We've heard many stories. You've heard many stories. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all our children from such attacks and such ignorance. So schools, something really need to be done about schools. We spoke a lot to school boards. We spoke to officials, trustees. We've been trying for so long, and there are serious steps that are being taken. And I have to mention Brother Umar Zia, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and protect him, in his position as a principal in a Appeal District School Board school. He's done a lot of great work, and he facilitated a roundtable for us as community members to sit down and discuss and suggest and create processes and ways to report, because a lot of these incidents, they end up being unreported. The people need to learn how to report, how to speak up, how to defend themselves by engaging the authorities and the officials. So, but there's still a lot of work to be done on this particular area of anti-Muslim hate among students, bullying, because it manifests itself in bullying and physical and verbal abuse. So please pay good attention to your children. In schools also, we've seen anti-Muslim hate by teachers. We have many reports of students not being able to, for example, wear the traditional Palestinian scarf. We've seen that before. Students that want to express their views on certain issues that are controversial in their religion, they were stopped by teachers. Students that wanted to submit papers and assignments and essays on certain issues that were controversial, seemed controversial by the teacher, she made the decision that, sorry, you cannot submit this essay, you cannot talk about this topic. So there are topics, there's clothing, there are activities that have been deemed unacceptable and inappropriate by teachers, and they were stopped by teachers. Parents got involved, and some of them were able to resolve, some not. So this is unfair. This is injustice. Our children are suffering by some teachers, and I cannot say all teachers. There are very good teachers that we've known and we've dealt with, but some of them are biased against Muslims. They hold negative ideas against Muslims. They target Muslim girls. And as we said, anti-Muslim hate includes attack on religion, not just on Muslim individuals, attack on religion. So we have seen, and we just heard last year, the teacher that was attacking the Quran. And I have many stories about teachers that attacked the Quran. In Mississauga, a school that had a majority of their students Muslims, I think it was like 80% in that particular class, the teacher will always talk to them about the faults of the Quran and how bad the Quran is. And poor children didn't know, students didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to speak up. They didn't know how to react. That's anti-Muslim hate. They feel discriminated against. They feel belittled. They feel disrespected. That's enough. This is anti-Muslim hate by teachers. And the school boards have to take this very, very serious. I was engaged myself with principals in discussions where Muslim students were subjected to this. Even when it comes to the education, the curriculum that's attacking our religion. This is also anti-Muslim hate. If a Muslim student or Muslim parent said, this is attacking my religion or attacking me personally, I have the right to reject it. And the school administration and the teachers have to respect their wish and their will. But unfortunately, we've seen many violations when it comes to teachers. And the last place in schools that we can find anti-Muslim hate is the administration. And it is serious. Again, I've been engaged with many cases. I've been involved with youth problems in schools and outside of schools for more than 20 years. Administrations sometimes also, because they're also people and they also hold their ideas and convictions, and they watch movies and they watch media and they form their own ideas and misconceptions. Same thing applies. So I've seen administrations, I've seen principals and vice principals getting caught red-handed in anti-Muslim hate. Same thing, approving or disapproving certain activities or words or clothing or essay or whatever it is. They've been involved in anti-Muslim hate by violating the rights of Muslim students, denying them their rights in some cases by the administration. Some of them go way too far. So for your children, for the sake of the stability, mental health, confidence of your children, know that anti-Muslim hate or Islamophobia exists in schools, among students, by teachers, by students, by teachers, and by administration. Now, we're not going out there to say they're all bad. I'm just saying it does exist. Be careful. Talk to your children. If anything happened, engage. You can talk to the district school board, the school board, the district school board, the superintendent, the trustees. If you're not able to communicate with the administration, and we've seen this happening a lot of times, we try to go and complain, they will just shut you out of a conversation. They will not, entertain the request, or even sometimes they will just say, they will deny the entire incident. It happened. Make sure you reach out to the district school board, the superintendent, the trustee. Do not leave your children subjected to anti-Muslim hate without doing anything about it, because they might either get used to it and accept it, or la samahallah, they will get pushed far away, either from their religion or to have a dangerous reaction. So let's pay good attention to our children. Let's be with them, continuously have a dialogue with them, and see if they're being hurt or their rights are being denied in school by, again, students, teachers, or administration. So inshallah, we'll be able to protect them and help them build a strong and confident personality. It is a tough job, but I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these blessed days to bless you and bless us and bless all our children, and help us protect our children and our identity, and help us be strong, prosperous citizens that will have nothing but good to spread for everybody. Jazakumullah khair for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.